Today, everyone, we're taking a look at the 2012 upcoming season for the Ball State Cardinals. Ball State's coming off last year where Coach Pete Limbo came in his first year and they went 6-6. A very good turnaround from where they had been the previous two seasons after Coach Brady Hoke had left the program. What Ball State's trying to do now under Coach Limbo is build on that progress and that momentum that he made in his first year. It's going to be very key for them to continue that so he can continue to build the program, or as he stated in the interview that we did that you can check out on the website, is to stay the course. He wants to maintain that same attitude and maintain that same focus and keep his players on that course as they continue to build the program in the direction that he wants to go. Now, looking ahead to this upcoming season for the Cardinals, it's going to be pretty tricky early on. They have a very, very huge game in the opener on Thursday night. This Thursday night against in-conference foe in Western Division foe in Eastern Michigan. That's a huge game for them for a couple of reasons. Number one, it gets your season off to the right start if you get that win. Maybe more importantly to that, number two, is that it gets you off to the right start in the conference in your first game of the season. So right off the bat, you're already 1-0 in the MAC, in the Western Division, and you're already a leg up on Eastern Michigan and maybe anyone else who might lose that game, their opening game. And thirdly, as far as openers goes, it's a big deal because there are other non-conference games that they have leading up to that. They got to go at IU, they're at Clemson, and they have South Florida at home. And those are huge games for them. Those are BCS conference teams. Now, yes, Ball State did beat IU last season, and they could very easily beat IU again this year. But you want to make sure that you get on track right off the bat against Eastern Michigan before you face those quote-unquote bigger schools, bigger teams. And that's going to be a big key for them to get them off on that first step. That's a good one for this season. Now, as far as my prediction for what I think Ball State can do this year as a football program, the non-conference schedule is key for them because, let's face it, when you're in the MAC, you're not necessarily fighting to play yourself into a huge bowl game. They're not going to be competing for an at-large bid into the Orange Bowl or the Sugar Bowl or whatever you want to say about it. They're going to be fighting to win the Western Division and get into that MAC championship game. That's what it's all about for Ball State. Those big non-conference games can really help them out there. That Eastern Michigan game, obviously key, like I stated before. If they can win that Eastern Michigan game, I feel like they could be on stride and on the right path to competing and being in a dogfight in that Western Division. Now, the MAC East has been very solid lately with several different teams. The MAC West has been kind of up and down. Some teams have been, Ball State a couple years ago jumped up and won the Western Division and got to that MAC championship game. It's kind of been topsy-turvy, if you will. So for Ball State, if they can win that opener against Eastern Michigan, I think they could be in that contest, in that battle for the Western Division, possibly get to 8 or 9 wins overall in the season, and look to, maybe if they don't squeak into that MAC championship game, they're right there being competitive, and they have more wins than what they had last year at 6-6. I see the Cardinals somewhere about 8-4 this season. I feel like they should be more solid on offense. Keith Winning should have a good season. He's already got 22 starts under his belt at quarterback. He's got some weapons out there with Edwards and Orsman. And on defense, they need to cause some more turnovers. But even without that, I expect Ball State to put up a ton of points this year. I got them with 8 wins. That's our Ball State preview. Check us out all week long. I'll be doing previews on Indiana, Notre Dame, and Purdue as we get set for the opening kickoff weekend of college football here in the state of Indiana.